How about everyone? In this new video I want to comment all the motorcycles here in QJMotor, as there are many models that you may be interested in. YQ. Since last year, for whose motorcycle has been presenting the motorcycles, and unfortunately for Colombia, has cost them a lot, and there was no information. So, with nothing more to say, start. First of all, we have the CRB series. This would be a 600 like Toby twin. And the way it looks is pretty cool. In fact, comes with two USB ports. The gas tank is quite large, although this laminated part, I imagine the board is LCD, has control then 0. Also traction control system, as configurable. Has 4 exhaust pipes. I don't know if this is 4 cylinders or 2 cylinders, but now we'll look into the SHOWN here by QJ engine. Yes, it is indeed 4 cylinders. 561 L motor S 561 cubic centimeters. The maximum power delivery is 50 horses at 10,500 and has 54 millimeters of torque is optional and has a 6-speed gearbox. Now let's go to the SRB 400. And the truth, what I like the most is the way it has radiator and air filter. Is as if superimposed, but it gives a much nicer touch. Is like the previous model. And it is also metallic. With the same board is cool. Is also motor V twin, but I want to look at how are the, in this case it is 2 cylinders A, 385 cubic centimeters, A, 26 horsepower at 8,000 and torque, maximum 36 to 4,500, also optional 6-speed gearbox. And now we go to 52, who is like the little sister with a bitwin engine, since from now on, they are already single cylinder. Is also cool, Also has traction control system. I don't know what you think. And so in this case it is. Sorry. In this case it is 2 cylinders. 250 centimeters 320 horsepower at 9,000. 20 neutral meters of torque at 8,000. Has an oil-plated clutch. And the transmission says it is AMT. And then we have the SRB 200, that this is already a more normal motorcycle, although it has the bearing of others. But this one is already super simple. To be seen like this quickly, here in this section only, I am going to focus on all the motorcycles that have whose motor, both electric and gasoline. And here I quickly tell you the imprint of a cylinder, 197 cubic centimeters L motor, 9.5 horses. The truth seems very little to me, and 13 minutes meter of torque at 6,000. But the truth is that this one disappointed me a little bit. Let's go to the scooter section. Let's go with the LTS 200S. And this one is very much like a Honda, but not much more modern. Is totally LED as I can see. Also has stop and start, similar as an NMAX. One-cylinder engine A, 175 cubic centimeters A, has 13 horses, for it is more or less fine, and 15 Nm of torque. Let's go with the other one, which is the RK or 150Z, And what I like the most is that it has defenses in the event of a fall. So it will protect a lot, and besides, it has Leica, as the pavilla, designed to place things. The key is normal. But it's pretty that RKO also has turned off, but that one is manual. Also has a USB Type-C port. And so quickly the specifications. 1 cylinder 150 centimeters 39 horsepower A. 1 Nm of torque. And it is also snow. And then we continue with the AX200. Although personally, this motorcycle is magnificent. Is like a Princess Air Os. And so this motorcycle, I liked it a lot, because the bearing as such, and it imitates almost all of the same. With nothing Air Os. That one is like this without a key. So, with wireless key. Highlights. He is stopped as such, and so I will quickly comment on the, for you to see. EH 175 cubic centimeters A. 13 horsepower at 15 minutes. Meter of torque, electronic power, and we are already following the Maxi scooter section. The Ford 350 Evo. What I like the most is that it is similar to the Sim Joy Max with overlapping shoulders. And I will show you in more detail the board. And here, as you can see, it is also wireless. This is metallic, and besides, it has like a little solita for one to put the key in case the control is lost. The board is great, also has several modes. I don't know if it has cruise mode, but the truth is that it is quite good. Although it does not have, only has a trunk on the left side. And the cushion is quite comfortable since I just touched it. Just for you to see. And already shows you the, obviously has a single-cylinder engine, for valves 330 centimeters 320 to horsepower, 7,500. Newton-meter of torque, 33.5 electronic equipment. And obviously then normal transmission belt. Then we follow the MTX-50. Although this is a Maxi scooter, this one is a little simpler, for you to see better. Also works wirelessly seat. Fuel, but this one has both things. For keeping little things. And now we are going with a better one than me. I really love it, it thrills me. And I will quickly show you the specifications. Is 250 centimeters 319 horsepower. 24.5 new torque. And we go with the Ford 400. According to this it is the 4th generation. Obviously that's in China. But literally, this looks like an X-Max. That impresses me, that it looks like an X-Max. Although this is really 350, the one on display. Has a very nice board. I imagine those are to configure all of that. And obviously, because it has a wireless key that are with, only with is close. It already works to turn on the vehicle. Gasoline tank then. All of this works until it is brought with it in form. And in case something happens to it, it has to put the physical key in. And I'm going to comment on the, is that this looks like a X-Max? Although there is something that surprises me, is that it has a double front disc brake. Is referred to by Liquide. 350 centimeters 325 horsepower. 35.2 Nm of torque. And the truth is that this bike is a chimba. Let's go with the QJ10T. This vehicle is all electric, is the same as the Ford 350. But it is electric yellow. I don't have much to show there. I already comment a little bit on the, since this is commented differently. Which does surprise me. What does surprise me about this bike is how the battery is set. According to this, it has a 66-watt battery. And I'm really liking this bike. Is like an X-Max but electric? But I will quickly tell you. The law has on motor S11000W. I imagine that is the nominal power. Maximum speed 130 kilometers per hour. 96 volts 8OA lithium battery. And it does not comment much on autonomy as such. But I imagine that by that time I would have to go 115 kilometers. Let's go with the other one, which is the Homo 03. And I think this motorcycle is very rare where I see it because it is not known what it looks like, but it is a Maxi scooter. Is like the previous models, but smaller? The board looks simpler. Nothing to write. And we will quickly see the specifications of this electric model. And it has a 5,000-watt, 99 kilometers per hour engine, lithium battery 7 to V6 7A, and a range of approximately 125 kilometers in working conditions. And we go with the ILTS. That's like the previous model I showed you of the gasoline one, but electric. I don't want to show you much here, but I do want to show you the specifications. 3,000-watt engine, 80 kilometers per hour, 74 volts lithium battery, to 8A, and an autonomy of approximately 120 kilometers. And we go with the EKUP. Is like a work motorcycle, and the lithium battery is removable. I like it very much. The size as it has. Although it is not as common to see it in China, but I like the way it is. Here I will quickly comment on the 4,000 watts 80 kilometers per hour 72 volts for 8A and a range of 80 kilometers. And now we are going with other gasoline vehicles. That these are very interesting. Let's go with this quad bike that is the SFA. And the truth is that this ATV is impressive. Is great. What impresses me is that it has a control system. Cruise control system to attractive. That motorcycle is designed to make long skirts, but I know that in Colombia, this type of ATV cannot be driven well on in the country because of poorly done legal issues. And it has a 2-cylinder engine, 976 centimeters, 365 horsepower, 93 in Newton-meter torque boxes. SBT box is automatic in fact. We also have the CBH to 50 VL. And so this is already a motorcycle, EH dual purpose of. And it has a 223 centimeters, 320 horsepower engine, 19 in meters of torque. And the truth is that the bike is very cool. Let's go with the Cox 1 to 5. Although this bike is quite large, to be 125. It has 11 horsepower, 12.5 Nm of torque, and it is narrow. And we also have the SFA 300. The bike is very nice. I mean the ATV. But it has two curious things. Has to 12 volts ports. And apart from that, it has a USB Type-C port. And this is just another motorcycle. She quickly commented on the A has 17 horsepower, to 5 meters of parking torque, and the exchange box. See how it is, quite painful truth. We go with work motorcycles and daily motorcycles. This is what the TRX 125 is about. The truth is that she is quite beautiful. I think that bike is from. But this moto is really reminding me a lot of a Benelli I caught from AutoZone. Sorry, this is to 50. Electronic power. 20 horsepower at 20 to north meters of torque, and we go with an X200X. The truth is she is quite pretty, quite nice. And it has 185 horsepower. 12.4. 185 cubic centimeters. 12.4 horsepower. 16 meters of torque. Obviously, it is an injection. We also have the QCB 150E. That's already a smaller engine, a more normal motorcycle, but the truth is they are reminding me a lot to the Kiwi and Benelli motorcycle. To be honest with you, why? We have 8.2 horsepower, 10 millimeters torque. Can be in carburetor or hybrid. Ignition is electric and kick-off. For it as well. There is also that silly 125 and 150. That motorcycle is well hidden. I tell you the truth. And so. Not a normal motor. In fact, it is simple. I know it's carbided. And there is also another one that knows 125. I tell him, the truth is that she looks a lot like a princess who looks so much like a princess. Although it comes to little things like this, which is totally metallic. I like. The board is quite simple. But something that I really like is the shape. As you have drawn the quota logo, looks like a transformer. Education. 7.5 horsepower. 8.5 Nm of torque. Kickton and electric carburetor. We have KP 152. This really reminds me of a Benelli. I tell you the truth. A motorcycle for daily use has 9.3 horsepower. 12.5 Nm of torque is from, and we also have the WSM 110. Even though they have things like this, as more for travel or things. Just like that. Or I imagine that will be for the cold weather. Has is a 110cc 4.3 horsepower engine, 6.2 meters of torque. It is a motorcycle. The truth is deficient. FG 110 Ola 125. That reminds me a lot of to a Kiwi that existed here in Colombia, and the engine is 5 horsepower, 7 millimeters torque. Nothing to write home about. And so here, everyone is getting their little things. It's Vanitas ISO. I will not lose them. I take a break, because like me I am in the VIP room. There are 2 motorcycles of QJMotor. This is the ATR 200X. Although nothing is shown in the S. I am impressed that we say. In the VIP room there are 2 motorcycles of this brand. And so, we have the SRK for 50. I think we will see it later. But above all, I don't see this one. So, if you follow the video, we continue with the models, and we have the SRK 801 Magranota. Looks quite nice. Has bimbo discs, is what impresses me. And there we are going to see it. We will see it in more detail. Also has a cruise control system as well. I think that one is configurable. And let's see the has for yes engine. For cylinders 16 valves A. 70 horsepower. And that if it has it as a way of 5 or 90 horsepower, which is like the most pro mode, in and 75 mm torque. Continues. And it is multi, and the clutch is multi-disc oil-plated. 6 speeds. Let's go next. Another little model up ahead. That would be the SRK800. The first impression is, has Brembo records? Brembo thing. Is cool. Is nice. And apart from that, it also has the same functions, even if reprogrammed. And we quickly go to the we have a 1104-cylinder engine, 16 valves A, 70 horsepower in the most normal mode, and the most pro mode, 90 horsepower, 75 Nm of torque. Because it's really cool that even if a more attractive way comes, this is the SFK300. Single-cylinder engine, 21 horsepower, and also 24 minutes of torque. To you who see it well? It's cool, it's cool. And now we are going with the dual-purpose motorcycle. That which is the SRT. I think that's the 800 or 600. That's double cylinder. 550 according to that is 550 centimeters, 341 horsepower. To 50 for Nm of torque. And let's go with that. La QS650. And it comes with everything customized. Because as they are. It's really cool. It's cool, it's cool. N. To cylinders. 650 centimeters, 356 horses. And at 65 Nm of torque. Now we are going with the SRTCC 700. Is literally the same as 650. And so has 54 horsepower in the most normal mode on O. EH50 and K50 for horsepower. Let's say the most pro mode. Or 35 horsepower in the most eco mode. And 6-7 Nm of torque. That are T900. 70 horsepower twin-cylinder engine. 90 Nm of torque. Is made of chain. The mat is quite large. Is quite exaggerated. And to finish certain models, we have the SRT 300. The truth is that it is a motorcycle that looks quite tall. And we already have the SFT 900, that one has him as an accessory. To leave with another passenger. 70 horsepower, 90 mm torque. He takes a gray hair even if he comes and I see the bike as such. And finally, he follows some naked motorcycles. As the SRK 600, SRK 300, SRK 150 La SRK 125. Although this green one looks more like a CF Moto Papio, is quite nice. And so already, the truth, I do not go to comment very much because they are naked type motorcycles. And that would be all, until such time as it is known how much engine is looking for so far authorized distributors. Sorry is looking for distributors to be able to start selling in the country, and I hope you like this video. Greet me with a like, subscribe active, the little bell at everyone's, and see you next time.